Welcome, Sadhakas. We are trying to be intimate with Vedic mathematics. This takes us to Chatushpeet as its foundation. And along this foundation, we are reaching at Sthapatya as well as words, formulations, transcendental code, values, and folds. That way brings us face to face with a basic poser as to what extent we are glimpsing and imbibing mathematical basis of Vedic knowledge. It is this imbibing of mathematical basis of Vedic knowledge which may be taken as index of our intimacy with Vedic knowledge as basis base of whole range of Vedic domain. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic mathematical basis of organization of Vedic knowledge shall sit comfortably and be parallel with Chatushpeet as foundation of Swarit Vyanjit Vedas, which of their own have smooth transition from Vedic sounds to Braham Jyoti. It is the enlightened, blissful state of Vedic scholars. Let me state it again. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic mathematical basis of organization of Vedic knowledge shall sit comfortably and be parallel with Chatushpeet foundation of Swarit Vyanjit Vedas, which of their own have smooth transition from Vedic sounds to Braham Jyoti. It is the enlightened, blissful state of Vedic scholars. Let us proceed to glimpse some of these features. Let us begin with the numbers. Numbers 1 to 10 has number 6 as the unique. The uniqueness of number 6 is that it is a perfect number. The sum of proper divisors of number 6, namely 1, 2, and 3, is 6. It is unique as it is the only perfect number which has sum and product of proper divisors 1, 2, and 3 as 6. Number 28 is unique amongst numbers 1 to 100. 28 as well is the perfect number. The sum of its proper divisors 1, 2, 4, 7, 14 is 28. Number 496 as well as the unique as it is the third perfect number up till 1000, and 496 as well is sum of its proper divisors. Now, number 6 is the number of Surya. Number 28 is the number of Brahm, and number 496 is the number of Garud, the carrier of Vishnu. 628 to 496. The Vedic system is the system which takes from number 6 to 28, and this system works out and takes us up till 496 and ahead 8128. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems when we'll be approaching in terms of numbers the focus shall remain upon first perfect number 6 as a Surya sun, as second perfect number 28 Brahm, and as third perfect number 496, the carrier of Vishnu. After this triple number 6, 20 and 496, one shall concentrate upon quadruple numbers 5, 11, 15 and 17. Number 5 is the transcendental code value of Rik. Number 11 is the transcendental code value of Yajur. Number 15 is the transcendental code value of Sam. And number 17 is the transcendental code value of Atharva. After this, one shall focus upon quadruple numbers 21, 101, 1009. Number 21 is parallel with the 21 branches of Rig Veda. Number 101 is parallel with 101 branches of Yajur Veda. Number 1000 is parallel with 1000 branches of Samved, and number 9 is parallel with 9 branches of Atharvaved. After this, one shall focus upon the double-digit numbers of 3-place value system, double-digit number of 10-place value system, and double-digit numbers of 11-place value system. Double-digit numbers of 3-place value system are 8, and these are accommodated by the grid 2 cross 4. Double-digit numbers of 10-place value system are 99, and these are accommodated by 9 cross 11 grid. And double-digit numbers of 31-place value system are 961, and these are accommodated by the grid 30 cross 32. The fifth step is that one shall be parallel with the domain boundary ratios of hypercubes 1 to 7. And the coordinates for these 7 bodies come to be 2, 8, 18, 32, 50, 72, and 98. Once one is parallel with these numbers, then one can be parallel with that number value 2 is the summation value of hypercube 1. Number value 8 is parallel with the summation values of hypercube 1 and hypercube 2. 18 is parallel with hypercube 1, 2, and 3. 32 is parallel with hypercubes 1, 2, 3, 4. 50 is parallel with hypercubes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 72 is parallel with hypercubes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 98 is parallel with hypercubes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. A step ahead, one shall be face to face with Chatushpeet. Chatushpeet formulation is of transcendental code value 30. It is parallel with the 4 folds of hypercube 8, the representative regular body of 8 space. With this, one will be of the mental state that one can be parallel with the origin seats of 3 space, 4 space, 5 space, and 6 space. Hypercube 3 is a 3 space body. Hypercube 4 is the origin seat of 3 space. The origin of 3 space is of values hypercubes 3 of full and half units, both together as 10 plus 11, 21, parallel with the Narad. Hypercube 4 is having 5 space in the role of its origin, and the origin seat values are hypercubes 4 of full and half units of value 14 plus 15, 29, Brahma. Hypercube 5 is having 6 space in the role of origin, and its value is hypercube's full and half unit 5 of values 18 and 19, together 37, parallel with the transcendental code value Shri Bhagwan. Hypercube 6 is having 7 space in the role of a dimension as hypercube 6 of full and half unit, together of values 22 and 23, making summation value 55. Now Brahm. The value 22 plus 23 takes us to value 22 and 24, which is Thapatya Purush, which is Braham Jyoti. Sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of force to be parallel with mathematical basis of Vedic literature, Vedic knowledge, shall sequentially visit the origin seats of 3 space, 4 space, 5 space, and 6 space. Narad and Brahma had bestowed enlightenment upon Valmiki, and there has been Valmiki Ramayana Vedas. Shri Bhagavan bestowed enlightenment upon Arjuna. It is a divine song of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And at the orb of the sun is a Surya Purush who enlightened Yajvalakya with Nav Brahm. And as a result, Vedic knowledge, enlightenment is lively with us as Thapatya Purusha, Braham Jyoti. Braham Jyoti is manifesting as Thapatya Purush. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic knowledge systems shall sit comfortably and imbibe Braham Jyoti manifesting as Thapatya Purush. The degree of imbibing of this enlightenment is the degree of nearness with Vedic knowledge. Let us revisit the formulation Braham Jyoti and Purusha Thapatya. As is the depiction, it will help us appreciate as to how Braham Jyoti as now Brahm and Braham Jyoti to Purusha Thapatya is the whole ultimate enlightenment focus of mathematical basis of Vedic knowledge. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall revisit this interrelationship of Braham Jyoti with Purusha Thapatya and Braham Jyoti as now Brahm. Braham Jyoti as now Brahm as Purusha Thapatya are the features which deserve to be imbibed fully. It is with the imbibing of these phenomena of Braham Jyoti manifesting as Purusha Thapatya, and Braham Jyoti is being manifested now Brahm. Now Brahm, Braham Jyoti, Purusha Thapatya are the formulations which deserve to be imbibed fully. With this, one can have a revisit to Braham Jyoti and number value 46. On computer screen is the depiction of 11 versions format of transcendental space hypercube 5 as a format for manifestation of 13 geometries of 6 space. The difference value 18 is lively at each and every phase and stage. It is this manifestation of 13 geometries along the format of 11 geometries of 5 space. Sadhakas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with the organization format of Vedic knowledge, as sounds, Vedic sounds of their own, transiting and transforming as light, shall visit and revisit this Vedic mathematical reach of 13 versions of 6 space, manifesting along the format of 11 versions of 5 space. With this, one can proceed further and have a revisit to the organization of 99 double-digit numbers of 10-place value system along 9 cross 11 grid. This grid splits into upper part and lower part. The upper part is having a mirror line 11, 22, 33, 44, and the lower part is having a mirror line 55, 66, 77, 88, and 99. The upper part is a setup of 29 reflection pairs which manifest a format for 16 sutras and 13 of sutras. The lower part is manifesting as the foundation for Vedic mathematics, science and technology. Vedic mathematics manifestation format as upper part of 9 cross 11 grid takes us to the lower part of this grid as a foundation for sciences and technologies. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of virtue to have a smooth transition from mathematics to sciences and technologies of Vedic domain shall have a smooth transition from the upper part of 9 cross 11 grid to the lower part of this grid. One can be parallel with it by being through the enlightenment of Srimad Durga Saptasati. The last 13th chapter of Srimad Durga Saptasati is of organization format of this grid. Sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of virtue to be parallel with Vedic systems shall visit this format of 9 cross 11 grid as the format of 13th chapter of Srimad Durga Saptasati. Srimad Durga Saptasati is a scripture of 700 shlokas. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is also a scripture of 700 shlokas. And Hirdesthanam of Ayurveda as well is a scripture of 700 shlokas. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of virtue to be parallel with Vedic systems shall visit and revisit these organization formats, particularly the mirror line of the lower part, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 46 and 64 with the difference value 18 is the organization structural key of this mirror line, and sadhakas shall be parallel with it. Once one will be parallel with it, and once one shall be imbibing the triple mirror lines, the first 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, which splits 9 cross 11 grid into upper part and lower part, and the upper part is having its mirror line 11, 22, 33, 44, and lower part is having its mirror line 55, 66, 77, 88, and 99. One shall sit comfortably and be blissfully parallel with the comprehension reach of the Vedic systems of having mirrors within the artifices of the numbers of values as organized, coordinated, interlocked along the mirror lines is the feature which is unique, which is blissful, which is of full enlightenment one shall sit comfortably and imbibe these values and features. With its imbibing, one can be parallel with the reflection pairing as 9 and minus 9, and as 0, 1 and 10, as quadruple quarters setup of a surface, and the coordination of first quarter with the third quarter and second quarter with the fourth quarter crosswise. So udharvatiryabhyam pravartya yojet, simultaneously working, simultaneously applicable, is the feature which deserves to be comprehended well. With this comprehension, one can have a revisit to the split of pair of orientations of an interval hypercube 1, pair of faces of a surface hypercube 2, split of a three-dimensional frame into a pair of three-dimensional frames of half dimensions of opposite orientations for hypercube 3, the pair of orientations at the origin seat of swastik, the split of northern and southern hemispheres of transcendental domain within creator space. All these features are the Vedic mathematical processing technique available because of the spatial order of the creators of space, Chatushpeet. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity effort shall imbibe this unique feature of spatial order which coordinates 0, 1 and 10, number script form of number 2 and 5, script forms of number 3 and 6, script form of numbers 4 and 2, script form of the quarters of a square, 2 raised to the power 3 and 3 raised to the power 2, and 3, 6, 3 as it is, 2 raised to the power 2 raised to the power 2 as it is. These all are unique Vedic mathematical tools, Vedic mathematical processes, Vedic mathematical processing steps with whose comprehension only we may be in a position to appreciate the way sunlight is being chased as artifices of numbers. Reflection, operation, mirrors, images, and images of images, bimbs and pratibimbs, all are mathematical steps. And in terms of these mathematical steps, Vedic mathematics is having smooth transition as foundation for Vedic sciences and Vedic technologies. One shall sit comfortably and be parallel with these features, particularly bimb and pratibimb. Object to image, an image to image of an image is the feature which is unique attainment of Vedic mathematical based sciences and technologies of creators of space. Within a surface, single axis and pair of axes simultaneously manifesting pair of units, and these pair of units within creators of space of spatial order of transcendental origin, leading us to Kram Samapti and to Akshar Devta and Maheshwar. These values 26, 39 are the values which are practically working technique steps of Vedic mathematics. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems of yantra, tantra, mantra, and jantris shall be parallel with the pratibimb of a bimb permissible within the creator's space. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic mathematical based sciences and technologies shall visit and revisit Bimb Pratibimb phenomenon as Kram Samapti of Akshar Devtana Maheshwar phases and stages. One shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to be parallel with it. This will take us to full unit and half unit bodies manifestation within creator's space. Creator's space is a spatial order space. Creator's space is having half as its working unit. Creator's space is having a pair of distinct generic bodies. These full unit bodies and half unit bodies are sequentially organized as half unit. H half body is of value 1. Hypercube 1 of full unit is of value 2. Hypercube 1 of half unit is of value 3. And the value 4 is parallel with the domain split spectra of 3-space content. Like that, the whole range of numbers from 1 to 100, there are geometric formats. It is this thapatya of hypercube half of half unit to hypercube 25 to domain content of hypercube 27. One shall be parallel with this Sthapatya format for artifices of numbers. Numbers 1 to 100 and Sthapatya of hypercube half to domain 27 content deserves to be imbibed fully. It is only with this imbibing that one will be parallel with Vedic systems. It is this comprehension which will bring individuals intimately near the values of Vedic mathematics. Once we are like that, in that mental state, then we can have a sequential chase of numbers for their factors. The number 10 means values range 1 to 10 leads to factor 16. Numbers 1 to 16 leads to factors 29. Numbers 1 to 29 lead to factors 57. Now, for number value 9, the factors reach is 14, then 23, and then 42. The difference of these quadruple steps for number 9 from number 10 is of value 15, and it is this difference value which deserves to be comprehended well. So if we can have sequential chase of these quadruple steps values for the consecutive numbers 9 to 10, then 10 to 11, then 11 to 12, then 12 to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Then as is the tabulation, the difference of reach from 8 to 9 will be of value 13, 9 to 10 will be 24, 10 to 11 will be 6, 11 to 12 will be 28, 12 to 13 will be 8, 13 to 14 will be 10, 14 to 15 will be 28, 15 to 16 will be 37, 16 to 17 will be 11, and 7 to 80 will be 30, which is parallel with the transcendental code value of formulation Chatushpeet. Sadhakas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall have a sequential chase of these values and take the difference value from number 17 to 18 as 30 as the foundational reach, and it is with comprehension of it one will be blissfully parallel with Vedic systems. And it is with this comprehension that one can say that one is parallel with the organization format features of Chatushpeet. Chatushpeet formulation is a transcendental code value 30 parallel with summation value of 4 folds of hypercode 8, the representative regular body of a 4 space. On the computer screen is specific tabulation of this reach from number 17 to 18. Number 17 leads to factors 30, number 30 leads to 60, 60 leads to 127. Number 8 leads to factors 33, 33 leads to factor 68, number 68 leads to factors 145. The quadruple phases and stages difference for both is 13818 of summation value 30. Sadhakas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with it shall sit comfortably and have a sequential tabulation and be parallel with it. Sadhakas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to imbibe the same. Once we will be with it, then we can visit the formulation Sthapatya Upaved. It is of value 51. It is 17 multiplied by 3. The formulation Gandharupaved is of value 59. Formulation Dhanurupaved is of value 30. Formulation Ayurupaved is 37. These 4 Upavedas together lead to value 197, which as a domain leads to dimension 195, which is 5 multiplied by 39. And 195 is parallel with the total sutras of Patanjali Yoga Darshan. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity to parallel with these features of Vedic knowledge shall sit comfortably and be sequentially parallel with the transcendental code values of formulations Sthapatya Upaveds, Gandharva Upaved, Dhanur Upaved, and Ayur Upaved. These formulations will further take us to Rigved of transcendental code value 27, then Yajurveda of value 31, Samveda of value 35, Atharveda of value 37. Value 27 is 3 raised to power 3, which is parallel with 27 nakshatras. Value 31 is parallel with the summation value of pair of transcendence ranges of linear order, and it is parallel with Vaikunt. Samved is of 35 double-digit numbers of 6-place value system accommodated by 5 cross 7 grid, and it is parallel with Udgit. First triple-digit number of sixth place value system is 36, and it is parallel with the Paranava. Atharvaved is of transcendental code value 37, 18 plus 19, hypercubes 5 a full and half unit, and it is parallel with Shri Bhagwan, and it is Vidya Amrit. The Vidya Amrit, nectar of knowledge, is Atharvaved. Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Samved, and Atharvaved are the reservoirs of values which deserve to be imbibed fully. The formulation Rig is of transcendental code value 5, means 5 space. Yajur is of transcendental code value 11, that is 11 versions of 5 space. Sam is of value 15, which is parallel with the solid dimensional frame of 5 dimensions of 5 space. Atharva is of transcendental code value 17, which is parallel with the formulation Atma, and it is the northern hemisphere split within Chatushpeet. Sadhakas shall sit comfortably and imbibe the same, and then Ved Shakha. Ved Shakha formulation is of transcendental code value 28, which is Brahm, and it is a 9 space content split 9775, and further it is a flow, Jyoti flow of 7 streams from orb of the sun, which is a seat of Navbrahm, and this fulfills the creative boundary, Chatushpeet, of the transcendental domain. Sadhakas shall sit comfortably and be parallel with these organization format features of Vedic knowledge. Rig Veda has 21 branches, which is 10 plus 1 plus 10. See, 10 and 1 are reflection pairs. And Yajurveda 101 is 10 multiplied by 10 plus 1 multiplied by 1. Samved is 1000 branches, 10 cube. Atharvaved is 10 minus 1, 9 branches. Sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems, shall glimpse and imbibe these branches and the organization of values 21, 101, 1009. With it, one can proceed ahead and glimpse Rigved Sahita. This as a formulation is 57, which is 1919, and this again is 28 plus 29, which is Brahma Nirvana, and this leads us to hypercube 29, and the summation value 145 is 5 into 29. All these features, as these are the reservoir of values with whose imbibing only one will be in enlightened state, and the mental state required to be parallel with Vedic knowledge systems. Step ahead, we can sequentially revisit number values quadruple 27, 28, 29, and 30. And 27 is 3 raised to the power 3, and it is equal to 27 structural components of cube, 8 corner points, 12 edges, 6 surfaces, and 1 volume. And then number 28 is equal to 7 into 4, and it is a Brahm number, and it is a swastik organization at the center. Now, number values 1 to 28 are of 56 factors, means 28 plus 28. Number value 1 to 30 is of 60 factors, 30 plus 30. And then the 30, 29, and 80. 29 plus 29, 58 is Krishnadeva by Vyas, the author of the Brahma Sutra. Sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge shall visit the number 31 as Vaikunt. It is Lord Vishnu's Loka. Further, the number 31 is parallel with 8 corner points, 12 edges, 6 surfaces, 1 volume, 3 dimensions, and 1 origin. One shall sit comfortably and be parallel with these values. Once one will be these values, then one can reach at value 32 as Janardhan, 2 raised to power 5, which is the number of letters of the last Ganit Sutra, Gunit Samuchya, Samuchya Gunita. One shall sit comfortably and be parallel with these features. And with these features, one can proceed ahead for number value 33 as a setup for three-dimensional frame, as a pair of three-dimensional frames, and for 34, 4 space as an origin of 3 space, and both orientation 68, which is parallel with the summation value of Panchmabhut. 35 is origin of an origin, and 35 plus 35 is 70 leads us to domain split at the 5th stage, 1 splitting as 2, 2 splitting as 5, 5 as 12, 12 as 29 as 70. These are the features which deserve to be comprehended well, and it is with this comprehension that we can proceed ahead with Sakal Rigved Samhita, the source Vedic scripture. It is of transcendental code value 69. It is 23, 23, 23. Mandal organization is of 10 mandals. Brahma is of transcendental code value 29, parallel with the transcendental code value of Mandal. VCV of Brahma is 17, and VCV of Mandal as well is 17. It is this unique, blissful attainment of organization of Vedic knowledge. And this organization is 10 mandals will sequentially take us up till 432 syllables scripture, Sakal Rigved Samhita. Thank you very much.